What's up, guys? It's Spirit Wave here, back with another One Piece video. And this is round 4 of locals, and we've got a great matchup. It's going to be GP Luffy, one of the best decks in the format, versus my Usopp. And we get to go first. We win the dice roll. We play out stage, pass. He plays on the Nami Searcher. He's thinking on the search. He searches a Usohachi, and let's see what he does next. He plays another Nami Searcher. So, for those of you that know, GP's got just like a lot of filter. He's searching through his deck for all of his pieces, and he passes back to us. We're at 3 Dawn, and we're thinking on what to do here. So we play Leo. We search top 5 for 2 Dressrosa besides Leo, and then we trash one. So we're searching our Luffy, our 6-drop Luffy, and our Zoro. I'm thinking on what to trash right here. So we trash a Rebecca 1 cost and we swing 5 lead. Our opponent takes, we play a Dale, and we pass. So yeah, I really was excited to give you guys this game because it really will show if Usopp is valuable in this format. So our opponent plays stage to draw. He swings 5, we block, and we draw off leader effect, and he swings another 5 with Nami, and we're like, oh wow, you are wild, man. We take it though because we like drawing cards. Not really an Usopp, but we'll take the extra card. So we tap 1 for another stage just because. We swing 2. Um, why did we play this stage? I wonder. I wonder why we tap stage to play out Zoro. I wonder why we did that. Probably just to fill the trash and get a brick out of hand. We probably just didn't want. I think we just didn't want to leave a Dawn up, and we're like, why not filter the brick out of our hand and keep our hand size low? So I think that was our mindset. He plays Sanji and Pudding, does the whole thing where he restands the Dawn and all that good stuff. All of you know out there. Uh, Dawn -2, restand 2, and ramp 1 back with Sanji Pudding. So now he's back at 4 Dawn. He's a 6K leader as well. We're not too worried about it though. So he swings 10 into lead, and we take because we are not countering out of that. So now we are on our 7 Dawn play. He's boosted his Sanji, so we can't bounce it back with Kyros or anything like that. But we can make some plays here. We swing 6 with Zoro, and he counters out. We play Rebecca. We drew 1. We play Kyros. We can't bounce anything. We're establishing the body, and then we play out Zoro, and we pass. So we got a decent board right here. Seeing Rebecca on curve always helps. Would have been nice if we could have bounced that Sanji Pudding, but he did see stage. He boosted Sanji Pudding again. He plays stage again to draw. And let's see what he's going to do here. He taps 6 for the secret rare Luffy. He's just using a proxy. He asked our friend next to us for the actual card, but we both know what it does, and we're both at local, so it's okay. He does leader effect, restand 2, ram back 1 with Sanji Pudding, and he boosts the Luffy to get it to 8. So yeah, he's trying to go aggro at us, which we can respect because we're Usopp. I mean, it happens. He knows Usopp loses to aggro, so he swings 7 lead. We're thinking on what to do here. We're probably going to counter out here. We don't want to get too low, so we give him a 2-1K, trying to establish that trash. And you know, we didn't need the Sabo because the deck doesn't have much removal. And we also did not really need the Luffy. Um, we could have used the Luffy, but you know, I've in my mind I'm thinking we don't really have a trash established to bottom deck 3. So he's looking at his Luffy to see, to read the card. He swings 6 at us. We'll see what happens here. We counter out again, and then he swings 7 lead. We take, or he swings 8 lead, and we take. He's deciding if he wants to swing again with the Luffy. And he swings 8 at our Zoro, we leader effect and draw a card. And we restand our stuff. He has no Dawn active, so but he has cards in hand, so we're like, we're gonna definitely get some cards out of hand. We swing 9 at the Sanji pudding. He lets it go at first, and then he thinks about it. He thinks about it. He lets it go. So, I'm like, okay, cool. Makes our lives easier. We didn't live very little investment to get the Sanjin pudding up out of here. And right here, I'm thinking, I'm like swinging bare minimum into the Luffy because I'm trying to one, get cards out of hand, and two, I'm like, you know what? I know he's gonna. I'm like, if he keeps his Luffy on field, I might just be dead next turn. So I'm keeping 6 Dawn open for, you guys can guess that card, but I'm just trying to get cards out of his hand here and see how badly he wants to protect his Luffy. And I feel like anybody else would protect their Luffy here, so I'm probably gonna swing six at lead or 7 into the Luffy. But I end up just red rocking the Luffy. I don't want to deal with it next turn because if he can restand that Luffy next turn, it's going to be a problem for me. And I swing 7 lead and he counters out with a 2K. So I think that was the play there. Just red rocking the Luffy. We don't want to deal with the restand next turn because we're only at 1 life realistically and we have no blocker. So and we maybe only have a few cards in hand. So yeah, we have the board clear, but we do not have many cards in hand. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, if he has another rush Luffy, it could be bad for us. But he swings 10 at lead, and we just end up taking. It is what it is. And he's thinking if he wants the leader effect here just to make himself a 6K. I guess he had nothing really to play out. And looking at his hand, he doesn't. He only has a bunch of counter and so he restands 2 and makes his leader a 6K. So he passes back. He doesn't get the ramp because there's no Sanji pudding. So he passes back to us, and we have a pretty decent board. We've got 10 Dawn and a pretty decent board, and he has 3 life. So, but there's some things we got to play around. We got to play around that Luna trigger. And that's mainly the thing we're playing around is Luna trigger. So we don't want to play out our blockers too early, but we're swinging 6 lead just to get cards out of hand. Let's see what he has. He takes. We swing 9 lead. Let's see what happens. He gum giants. Let's see what card he ends up trashing. Probably whatever that is. He trashes Luffy Taro. Don minuses. And then, yeah. And to get out of the 9K attack, so you make his leader a 10 for that turn for that attack. And we play Rebecca. We draw 1. I remember our hand was a little bricked up right here. So we play out Frankie off of Rebecca. We don't play anything else out off of Rebecca. And then we tap 3 and we play out Bart. And we put the Rebecca in trash because obviously we can only have 5 characters on board. So not only did we go double blocker, but we are slowly establishing our trash for our King Kong gun. And our opponent has no board. We have 2 blockers. Yes, we're at 0 life, but we have 2 blockers up. And we're feeling comfortable. He can't Usohachi us because he only has 4 Dawn. So we're feeling good. We're feeling good. But he swings 4 to, he plays Zoro for 4 to rest our Frankie and attack into it. We use leader effect and then we play Frankie effect to rest stage and play out Leo to search 2 cards and then to trash 1 because I told you our hand was a little brick. So we're slowly fixing our hands. And yeah, he leader effects again to make himself a 6K leader, which I don't really agree with, but to each their own. He doesn't really have a board. He doesn't really have many plays. We just block with Bart, and yeah, he puts the 6 on his Zoro, showing that his Zoro is a 6 cost. But we don't really care, But we're still playing safe. We're not getting too cocky. You always gotta play controlled and play safe because all our opponent needs is just 1 trigger to change the game. We are at 0 life, so we still have to be careful. And maybe some of you will think, hey, he played a little too carefully, but we have stage, so we can play Cavendish and trash one to fix our hand. We're like I said, with Usopp, you get a little bricked up sometimes, but between your Cavendishes and your Leos, you can kind of fix your hand slowly. And we're slowly just fixing our hand as we go because yes, we like I said, we're still at 0 life, and we still have to find blockers to try and go double blocker each turn because there is a world where he can still play the secret rare Luffy and kill us. So we're trying to get counter, trying to get blockers and all that good stuff. But we swing 9 into the Zoro, he lets it go. We swing 6 first just to get a card out of hand, and then we swing 9. We swing 6 at him with our Zoro, he gets a trigger, and then what are we gonna do here? Oh yeah, we tap 6 and we just play out 2 Bart blockers because I think at this point I only have 1 2K in hand, and I'm like praying to God. I'm like, you know, but he lunas us, and I read it just to make sure that it's 7 or less, which it is. But Kyros is an 8 cost because of Usopp. So you got to remember that if you're playing Usopp, that your characters do get +1 cost, and it does matter. It really does matter in a lot of situations. So, yeah, Kyros is still able to attack next turn, and our opponent is just gonna swing 7 lead, and we just block leader effect. And yeah, we draw for turn. We have 10 Dawn. 2 of our cards are frozen, so we still have to be careful. Yeah, he's going to only 4 Dawn next turn, but you never know. And some might argue, man, like you're just playing with your food. You could have killed him so much sooner. But like I said, I'm just trying to be safe. So I swing 9 lead, and he's thinking if he wants to Gum Gum Giant, he does. He trashes a Zoro Juro and a Usohachi. Um, I don't know if he should still have 2 Dawn active. He probably didn't rest one, but it is what it is. We Rebecca, we're trying to find another blocker, but we find Leo and we trash the rest. And we know we have at least 15 cards in trash, so we're not too worried about it. We're counting on our Dom. We're probably going to play Leo because, like I said, I think our hand is still a little bricked up, and we're looking for a blocker. So we search top 5, we rest stage, we find a Ideo blocker, and we find um, a toy soldier, and we trash another red rock, which is another brick. So you can kind of see how brick my hand was. So we tap 2 for Ideal blocker, and we just pass because we don't want to swing 9 with the Kyros, and then he just gets a Luna trigger and rests one of our blockers. So that's why I did not want to even play into Luna. And like I said, you might say I was playing with my food. I was not. I was just being safe. I'm like, I'm just gonna play the long game. He only has 4 Dawn, but I'm gonna play the long game. And he can keep searching for counter if he wants to, but I'm playing the long game. I've got hand advantage and I've got the board advantage. We've got more tempo than our opponent, and we're feeling good. Even though he does have the life lead, there's probably only like 5 minutes left in the round, but we're feeling good. When you have 2 blockers with Usopp and leader effect and a handful of counter, you feel good. So right here, he swings 7 lead. He doesn't leader effect this time, and we're just gonna end the game here. We're just gonna King Kong gun, swing 12 with our Cavendish, and then we're just gonna probably King Kong gun again, attach to our Kyros, make him a 15, and attach all. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19. Swing 19, and we end up getting the game, and that is a G to the G. Um, yeah, so we were just able to control the board. Yeah, you could argue our opponent may have met, may have made some misplays, but he did get us a 0 life, and we did have to find blockers to play around certain things that were in GP Luffy. So we were able to get there. Never be afraid to go down to 0 life unless you're playing against like red or something. They have a lot of unblockable cards. Purple does have Usohachi, but Usohachi you do have to be at 8 Dawn. So remember that. Um, but yeah, never be afraid to drop down in life if you have to. Play the long game if you can with certain decks. Obviously everything's situational, but yeah, we played the long game and we were able to get there against our opponent. And yeah, it shows you that Usopp can battle against GP Luffy, which is one of the best decks in format. And we were able to win round 4 and come in second in locals. So yeah, appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you guys ever have any questions, you can comment below or message me on Twitter, Spirit Wave Sage. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. We'll have more One Piece and UA content in the future. But until then, I'll see you guys. Peace.